Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and yes, of course, continuing on this week celebrating, the Wizard of Oz and reviewing Oz material. So, that's right, you read the title, and as I teased in my last review, yep, because Christopher Lloyd is in this, and I'm reviewing Dorothy and the Witches of Oz. This is an interesting, piece of Oz material, an Oz film. And actually, because this was like a TV film, I mean, it was 2 episodes, and then, of course, they put the 2 episodes together. And actually, because I did watch this for the first time, even as I record this, it's on YouTube, and, for it being on YouTube, it's over 2 hours long, but yet, looking at it on IMDb, etc., it's, 1 hour and, 41 minutes, but watching it on YouTube, I don't know. I really don't know, but, I thought that this Oz film was, again, interesting, and I can tell this is very underrated. A very underrated piece of Oz material, you know what I'm saying? Because... yeah, I mean, I think the story actually was pretty interesting because, of course, the story, I'll find it, yeah. Dorothy Gale is an author of children's books based on the Land of Oz created by her grandfather. After heading to New York following an offer of respiration, by a large agency, it emerges that the world she has been writing about is based on reality and that the Wicked Witch of the West has plans for global domination. So she and her friends try to stop the inhabitants of Oz from taking over. So that, it's interesting, and, the cast of characters, it actually had some pretty good people in it. Polly Rajas, if I'm saying her last name right, I'm sorry if I'm not. She is Dorothy Gale. She was actually pretty good, Dorothy. Henry Gale, of course, Uncle Henry, played by Lance Henkrans. I don't know if I'm having trouble pronouncing that last name. Sean Astin was in this. He was Frack. Frickin' Frack. Frick was played by Ethan Embry. I think I got that right, yeah. And basically, they were, both Frick and Frack, they were Macadus, I think that's how you say that. Little tiny people, you know. The other cast of characters, like the witches, the Wicked Witch, let me see. The Wicked Witch of the West was, Sarah Leving, and also Billy Westbrook, which I think, it's the same character of the witch, played by Eliza Swenson. And also, what's interesting is that some of the characters, from Dorothy, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion, I think they're their memories are erased, and they're normal people and such, but they eventually, near the end of the film and the climax and battle, they remember who they are, especially the Tin Man and Cowardly Lion and so on. And also, from Lord of the Rings, where was he? I hate when this happens, especially because I have to go to IMDb to do this. And also, as I mentioned, Christopher Lloyd. It's just amazing. Yeah, okay, quickly. Billy Boyd. That's right, Billy Boyd, because I think, it's obvious, because he plays, the love interest of Dorothy Gale. Both his character, Nick Chopper, and Dorothy, they do fall for one another. Billy Boyd, everybody remembers him best from the Lord of the Rings films. And also, Mia Sara was Princess Widry. Maybe that's how you're saying. Maybe that's how the last name is pronounced. I don't know. Glinda was played by Noel Thurman. Yeah, and there was also young Dorothy played by Marissa Smoker. Oh, that's an interesting last name. And okay, and Christopher Lloyd, like, what better role for Christopher Lloyd to play than the Wizard of Oz? That is really awesome. Christopher Lloyd as Oz. That is freaking genius. Okay, one thing is, like, the costuming and, like, sets and designs, like, look at the characters, pretty interesting. And actually, I read about this, that this film has more visual effects than Jurassic Park. Okay, like what does Jurassic Park have to do with this? I don't know. And also, I also read about this, that the flying monkeys were realistic, practical, except for the wings. And yeah, the wings were like CG, while the rest, like the flying monkey itself, the body and so on, that was real, real makeup and costuming. And Brian, yeah, he was played by Barry Ratcliffe, and I think, yeah, he was the Cowardly Lion, yeah. Even at one point, Nick Chopper, like, is mistaken, like, thinking that he is, the Tin Man, but he's not. We do see the Tin Man, and he doesn't have any speaking lines. He acts more like a robot. And also, Jeffrey Combs being best known from, appearing in Star Trek. He played Frank L. Baum in this. I forgot, the whereabouts of, like, Frank Baum in this. I forget. Again, because this was a 2-hour movie, and the first time I watched this, and I'm good at. I'm doing pretty. I think I've got this. Yeah, and also the Wicked Witch, like, trying to get the key to Oz, and in fact, up to the end of the film, Oz basically fooled the witch. It was never the key to the Book of Oz. In fact, the book had a replica of the Declaration of Independence, and the witch was fooled. And it turns out that, I think, yeah, Dorothy was never, a niece, the niece to Uncle Henry and Auntie Em. I think, yeah, Dorothy was the aunt to Uncle Henry. I think that's how it goes, like, I guess. And also, I guess it turns out that, yeah, Dorothy and Billy, who is the witch, were best friends. We're good friends. And actually, the witch does, like, she gets redeemed right before she's killed because she's crying and she turns to stone, and that's the end of her. And one of the other witches, like, sometimes, like, there's also beheading. It's like, the head talking and so on. It's one of those. Nothing gruesome or anything like that. And even, like, say, the streets of New York, seeing everything happening, being swarmed in by every, like, creature from Oz. And I like how the witch mentions other lands that maybe she'll dominate too, from Neverland, Narnia, and Wonderland. That's a nice nod, and like, that's a connection to, like, everything's connected, Well, just like, say, how in the Once Upon a Time series on ABC, everything in that show's connected. It's all canon, in that show. That's another thing, because I don't know, like, if Dorothy and the Witches of Oz almost had, like, a Once Upon a Time vibe to it, almost. I kind of feel as though it does. And like, I can't remember, like, probably not, like, we might have not seen The Wizard of Oz in Once Upon a Time, but if we did, like, what if they got Christopher Lloyd playing the part of The Wizard of Oz? Like, even though, like, say, you wouldn't connect Dorothy and the Witches of Oz to Once Upon a Time, but still, you'd have at least one of the actors from this appearing in Once Upon a Time, and who better than Christopher Lloyd? That'd be awesome. But yeah. And it has a nice ending to it, of course. And also, yeah, Toto appearing in this. Well, Toto is the opposite of a small dog, okay? And, yeah. And also, I like how, okay, when Dorothy brings in witnesses, because after she, like, ties up Frick and Frack, none of them are surprised, Like, none of them, this, like, they're not like, oh my gosh, what talks? Like, no, nothing like that. And especially, I liked the movie's vibe. It's the feel to it. Actually, because I can sense the feel to this film, and it was pretty good. So, yeah. And also, like near the end of the film, like I think like before and after the credits, they were like, I know what they were doing. Like they were like kind of teasing a possibility of a sequel. Like it's like it hasn't ended yet, but of course that never came to be, I assume. And I don't think I've seen that. Like I've read. I haven't seen anything where it mentions, like I read, like on IMDb page, if there were plans for a sequel. But yeah, I don't think it says that. So I can. So I'm pretty sure, the scenes like during, like right before the credits and after the credits, I'm sure that they were considering, but yeah, never came to be. And also Christopher Lloyd, he randomly pops up in this as the Wizard of Oz. Like, he's not there the whole time, unfortunately. I mean, not like, say, he has, like, just one or two appearances. He does appear sometimes, like, here or there, and, helping out, and so on. Anyways, but, yeah, Dorothy and the Witches of Oz was an interesting piece of Oz material, I should say. Yeah, and again, I can tell it's a very underrated piece of Oz, material of Oz, And boy, how do I rate this? Good question. It's on my mind, and I'll go ahead. 7 out of 10. Yeah. 7 out of 10 stars for Dorothy and the Witches of Oz. And what about you guys? Have you ever seen this, and what you thought of it, and what you thought of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. So, yep, again, with that being said, 7 out of 10 stars for Dorothy and the Witches of Oz. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Dorothy and the Witches of Oz. More reviews coming your way. They're gonna be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. And of course, we are continuing still reviewing more Oz material. And stay tuned later tonight, where we will be reviewing another piece of Oz, where it's actually, once again, animation. It's an animated Oz film, but it's computer animated. And maybe you know what it is that I'm talking about, like if this is the only like CG animated like Wizard of Oz film. I don't know. But if you know what I'm talking about, and for those of you that don't, stay tuned later tonight. Take care, and peace out.